Hey guys, this is Ease. I wanted to bring you guys the first 10 minutes, or show you guys the first 10 to 15 minutes, we'll have to see how the time goes, of a game from Delicious Toxin TV, who's a Gold 4 SHACO player, OCE, who reached out to me for a coaching session probably about 2 weeks ago now. After the first session, he hit Gold 4, so he was Silver 4. 3 days after the first session, he hit Gold 4, so he climbed a whole tier in a very short period of time. He was stuck for a little bit, asked me for another coaching session, so I gave him one, and I kind of just reiterated to him what we talked about in the first session and a couple of other things, but still not much improvement. And since then, it's kind of been a bit of a regression, to be honest. And it's not his fault. This would happen to anyone, I think. When you're accustomed to playing League for so long, seasons, and hundreds, if not thousands of games a certain way, it's going to be very hard to adapt and embrace like new habits, new strategies, styles. And sometimes it's just about trusting the process. Sound like the 76ers. But it's about trusting the process. Realizing that this isn't a sprint. At the moment of this video, it's June, so there's another 5 months left in the season at least. So if you don't hit plat or diamond or whatever your goal is for that season a week after getting coached, you're dreaming, because it's not going to happen. No one improves that quick. So today in the coaching session, which I won't record, I might record, we'll have to see, I'm going to be kind of reassuring Toxin that what we talked about is right. And just setting him back on the right path, because I think he's been tilting a lot recently. He's been playing like Zac jungle, Kane jungle. He's been playing like Thresh support. If he gets auto-filled top, he's been playing Urgot and dropping neck bombs. And I just need to reassure him that playing Shaq and what we've been talking about, you got to Gold 4 from Silver 4 in 3 days. Playing Shaq after having a coaching session, like, you've just got to trust it. So today we're going to go through this game. So this game is a SHACO against a Sejuani game. So Shaq against Sejuani is obviously good for SHACO. Early game, you're not going to get pressured. You can full clear if you want to. You can invade. You can do many strategies. I've been telling Toxin to do this red and Raptors clear into Krugs, and then you gank top or invade their jungle, which is what I would love to see him do against a Sejuani. It's a good matchup for you, so I definitely want to see him be aggressive early game. Instead here we see Toxin, we'll get into the game here, try to employ a bit of cheese. Now, employing a bit of cheese, what I mean by that is some like unorthodox left field strategy, which may work 1 out of 10 games in low elo. In high elo this shit will never work, because people actually watch invades and stuff like that. And I just feel as if his tilt and his expectation to climb to plat or whatever, or get out of gold in like 2-3 days as he did in silver, is dictating the way he's playing at the moment. Like a decision like this, when you have a point in W already, so if you get caught or seen, you might die. It's very risky doing it. If that does happen, your whole clear is just slowed down, and Sejuani's going to have tempo on you. So the fact that this decision is based on set, hopefully not looking at Sejuani's blue buff, is just terrible. If you were to do anything like this, just because your team invaded and you have numbers advantage and you can steal their blue buff, that's the only reason why. But I've never done it on SHACO. Every time on SHACO, I'm just setting up boxes and trying to clear, and hopefully my team protects. But we'll continue. So after taking this, so it's a terrible smite. So if you're going to smite it, well, you don't need to smite it, so you should never smite unless you have to. But you should always smite it to secure it, just in case something happens. And then Toxin decides to gank mid. Now, even if Talon got feared by that box, well, he might die then actually. But to run mid with blue buff, lose 150 HP, auto attack Talon twice with blue. Was that really worth? I want you to keep in mind here that when you show yourself like this, so you've snuck into the jungle, you've taken her blue buff. She doesn't know that. Neither does their team. So you immediately running from their blue to gank a lane which is pushing without any kill pressure, when you could have been doing Gromp at least, and then going like, I don't know, maybe even full clearing your jungle to bot side, you'll have 2 extra camps on her, and it's a great start to the game. Instead, Toxin has decided to gank mid with blue, show himself on the map, and if Sejuani was smart, she may well go straight to his blue. And because she has red buff, fighting her at blue, unless your bot lane and mid lane rotates, you're probably going to lose that 1v1. So this start, I hate the cheese, but because he pulled it off, we have to kind of analyse it from here on. And the gank mid with blue buff is just a terrible idea. Like, if you were to do this with red buff, let's say, I don't know, you were blue side and you somehow stole their red buff, and you were to gank mid, I'd consider that, you know, might be worth, but we'd have to have a look at it. But blue buff is never worth a gank mid, especially showing yourself when you snuck in, like giving them information that you've taken their blue buff, and now you're obviously going to pass your red, they can just track you for the rest of the game. It won't happen in this elo, but if you want to get out of like gold or plat, you're going to have to start playing like a higher elo player, right? And this isn't it, unfortunately. But we'll talk about that with him. So here he goes to red. So at this point, he should have Gromp as well. Sejuani's Gromp, that is. We're doing red buff, of course. And for me here, I'd path from Krugs all the way down to Gromp. And probably do bot side Scuttle Crab because, well. So Toxin does this, which I guess is fine. Securing blue, you don't know if Sejuani's going to be on it. So I guess this is fine. Sejuani gets a kill on Fiora, so this is a mistake from Toxin. As soon as Toxin sees that blue buff's up here, he should know where Sejuani is. He knows that Sejuani started red buff, because she wasn't a blue. And because his blue buff's up, there's only one real place she can be, right? She's probably gone top side, because your blue's up. If she was bot side, she'd most likely be doing blue, or ganking bot, but she's done neither. So, by process of elimination here, we can guess where she is, and you guys can hopefully see the chat. Hopefully my head's not over it, but there's no pings from Toxin. You're going to have to trust me here. The Sejuani's going top, so there's no communication. Could have saved Fiora. So already this may seem good to most people. You've taken blue buff, you've 3-buffed the enemy jungler. She's had more impact on the game, despite you doing that. There's no communication top. No pings at Sejuani's top side. Here from Toxin I like. You know Sejuani's top, so you're going to go try counter jungle. Okay, Raptors are gone, but what else are up? Krugs. So Toxin here, I'd like to see him just run straight to Krugs. This Scuttle Crab, I think, is free for the next 30 seconds, so if you can do Krugs, he's got Smite up as well. Would have saved time. You also would have pathed better, so, for example, if you go from this crab to Krugs back to Gromp, you're just wasting time, right? It's a lot easier if when he was here to go to Krugs, then go to Crab, then go to your Gromp. You're saving like 10-20 seconds at least. And it's kind of a theme in this game, Toxin, and I'm sure it is, like, I'm not just speaking on behalf of Toxin, but pretty much every low elo player, and you'll see even Sejuani's CS this game and XP, is just really bad. Like, just a lot of time being wasted doing nothing. And I have talked to Toxin about doing this, like prioritizing camps and stuff. I'm glad like he invaded Sejuani's jungle, like knowing she was top. This is good, so looking at the map and realizing Zyra was vulnerable. That's very good, looking at the map. Also got the Krug, which is fine. And it's important for him to back here. And he does, okay, which is good. The reason it's important for him to back is because if he tries taking Gromp, with just a machete now. You've got to remember that these jungle camps level up throughout the game, same as you do. So if you're sitting on gold and trying to do Gromp, you know, level 3 or whatever, it's going to be a lot harder and it's going to take longer. So that time you take to do Gromp and maybe walls, so normally what you'd do here is you just clear this bot side and then you'd back. So you can reset bots, so say you go like Krugs Raptors after you base, walls and Gromp might respawn. But because they're going to take longer, this time it takes to actually do them, it's more worth using that time to base, invest in items, and then maybe you go Gromp to top side and play around Fiora, or you go Krugs all the way to bot side and play around bot. So Toxin backing here is correct. Gets blue smite. And he's now waiting on an amp tone, gets it, which is the right buy. So he should know now, and I've been trying to drill this into him, that about gold values. So Runic Echoes is 1065 gold after you have blue smite and amp tone, 600 when you have blue smite and a codex. So he should know this now. So what I'd like to see Toxin do after Fiora dies, let's just have a look at the lane. Okay, so it's a big wave, it's definitely worth going up top for. That's a decent box, so he orders a minion unfortunately. He should have saved his E as well. So all of this stuff comes into play. That was a nice dodge of Set's W. Fiora pings him, but... So he Qs here. He should have held on to his Q and wait for his other cooldown. So Qing here would have been really good if you like walked up to him. Or even if you just like waited for your E, which is up in 0.3 seconds. If you just E'd him again and then Q'd, just keep trying to bait him in. Maybe even you set up a box down here if he wants to run away. But your queuing here is just pointless. You want to save your queue as long as possible when you're ganking, when you're fighting. One of the keys on AP Shack, to be honest. But this fight here, I just want to show you this, why it's important. Because this will happen a lot. So here he comes. So he doesn't have much damage, but he's got blue smite. So this box here has to go around here. It has to. Down here is giving Set enough room to escape. Remember, this box radius is probably something like that, I'm guessing. We'll see when it gets put down. Yeah, see, it's not really that big at all, and he's got that much space to walk around. So I would have loved to have seen a box pretty much at Set's feet right now. Like as soon as he's under this tower, you put a box down here. So he has to run all the way around here and take all that damage. If he starts audioing you, the turret will do the damage for you. Instead, Toxin smites him very early on. So we see that smite. His E's now used. Always want to save your E. It's crucial when you gank early game. You don't have really any damage. Your autos aren't doing anything. You don't have Ignite. If Toxin had Ignite here, it'd probably kill him. But he doesn't. So it's even more important to save that damage and use it as best you can. It's all about playing optimally. That's what it is. That's what we're looking to do. So right here's the mistake, using Q. Like, why use Q? What are you dodging anything? What are you actually doing? And eventually the fight breaks out. And Toxin, yeah, just unfortunately pretty much just ran it down. That was just one of the most pointless deaths I've seen. Like, if you're going to be as patient as that, trying to bait Set in, you might as well wait another 5 seconds for Fiora to come in and just guarantee the kill. So after that, Toxin had a bit of gold, so he probably should have got a control ward here, but I don't really mind him not doing it. So again here, we're going to look at this pathing. Now, in a game like this, where your top laner is losing, your mid laner is winning, and your bot is, I'd say, somewhat even-ish, you really want to play around mid here, and maybe boss side. So if you're going to be any side of the map, you want to be around here. So Toxin here, if I was him, I would have gone from Krugs all the way to bot side. What he does isn't actually that bad. But I'm going to be telling him today about playing around the right side of the map. Playing around your strongest lanes at that point in time. So here he goes. So you see Sejuani mid, and Sejuani runs bot side. And Toxin realizes that her blue is going to be spawning soon. Also takes crab, which I like. So this isn't actually that bad. Now, let's say he went from Krugs to Raptors here. This crab is still up for him. Okay. And her blue buff is still going to be up. Let's say he did do Krugs, it'd probably be just finishing Raptors now. So he could go from even her blue buff back to Crab. Because he knows Sejuani's on this side of the map. See, does Crab, good. Goes to no jungle, good. Takes a blue buff, which is excellent. All this is very good. And now this is another mistake. So again, I want you guys to tell me the mistake Toxin makes in this Gank top lane. So here we go. I'm gonna slow it down. Okay. There's a key mistake, 2 mistakes actually, that we use there. But one of them is more important than the other in a gank like that, when it's a clear 2v1. And then the spam pings come in. Now, every kind of client I've had so far, I've always told them that you should only really be allowed to criticize your team and complain when you played as best you can. Like, if you played the most perfect game and made no mistakes, that's when you can start blaming your team. But in this situation, Toxin is just getting toxic. No, he's just tilting. And it's almost deciding his play, which is terrible. Like, we need to be playing solo queue for a purpose, and if your purpose is to tilt and start flaming, and the only form of communication you have is flaming, for example, like Toxin could have pinged Sejuani, remember, around level 3 topside, decided not to do it, and the only time he's really pinged this game is to spam ping Fiora for misplaying. But moving on, this is good here. So he realizes there's a fight going down, looked at Malphite's pings, and ends up picking 2 kills, I think. So that's really good. Looking at his map and being aware. Again here though, if I was him, I wouldn't have even been in this situation. Again, what I'm saying before. Your bot lane and your mid are the strongest lanes. I would have just cleared my top side to get rid of it. Like, I don't want to be on this side of the map. Set's very strong. I'm guessing he doesn't trust Fiora at this point, after he spam pinged her. So I'd just be going like Krugs, Raptors, Krugs, Red Raptors, sorry, just full clearing the bot side. And maybe looking to dive the Zyra and TF ADC. Seems like a legit strategy. That's what I'd be doing. But seeing as he was here, we have to kind of judge the play as it is. That was good. Was doing blue buff halfway through, looked at this, saw there was potential, and they could win the fight, and they ended up doing it. So that was good. This sequence, though, isn't good. Why not do Gromp? Yeah, I mean, it's up. It's free gold and XP. Why not take it? So Vi's like 5-0 at this point, I think. 4-0, so she's crushing mid. So Toxin saves Vi here, and this is another really bad thing. So let's think about time wasted this game. So the time wasted around this top lane fight, when we could have killed him a lot quicker under this turret. The time wasted at blue buff, level 2, after we took this, we could have got Gromp. So time wasted doesn't just mean... It's not just based on time, right? You're not just giving up like 30 seconds. The thing is the opportunity cost. So if you're doing something like waddling around the map, looking for a play that isn't there, overreaching for kills and stuff, you could have spent that time farming. And farming is getting gold and getting XP, which are 2 crucial things in League. If you don't have a reliable income of gold and XP, I guess, you're not going to be fed. You're not going to really be in a position of strength. And I think with Toxin, it's about being consistent. I see some of his games, he goes like 3-8. This game he goes 15-2. And already in 9 minutes we've seen a myriad of mistakes. Some good things, of course, but there are some key things here that we still need to get through to him. And he's gold 4, like it's not like he's iron 4. This is gold 4. And I reckon if we ironed out these... another pun. If we ironed out these mistakes, I think he could easily hit plat. I really do. But this here, like, Vi's low HP, Sejuani's level 5, you're not going to 100 to 0 her. You've also got your whole top side up. You're a level on her as well. Like, I don't think there's any need to just run it here, just secure these. You're still going to be ahead of her. And this game, Toxin is let off. He's let off the hook because Sejuani also doesn't really... Well, I don't want to say also, but doesn't know how to jungle. Doesn't know how to punish Toxin's mistakes. Which is why she's in this elo. This again here is just wasted time. So for the last 30 seconds, we should have done Gromp. And we would be probably on Krugs. Full clearing. So we probably missed like 300, 350 gold. And we might even be level 7. In fact, we definitely would be level 7 at this point. Also, no communication to topside. That Sejuani's topside of the map. No pings or anything. Again, hopefully you guys can see it. If you can't, I'm just going to move it up. I can't move it up. Oh, I can. Okay, here we go. You're just going to have to trust me, though. If you guys ever want to know how to communicate, go watch a Korean Challenger game. And just watch 30 seconds of, I don't know, really any level. Around like level 5, 6. It's just constant pings. So here we went top again. Okay, I don't mind that. Finally, we do Krugs. So let's have a look at the CS situation. This is 10 minutes. Toxin also has 1700 gold, so he has Runic Echoes. And backing for items is crucial on a champion like SHACO that relies on damage. If you're relying on tank, it's not as important, but when you're relying on damage, like SHACO is, backing on key items is crucial. Here again, where for some reason we're just waddling around and Raptors is up and we finally decided to do it. So that's another like 10-15 seconds that we've wasted. So I reckon in the first 11 minutes, and I'm going to stop it here and upload this to YouTube, and hopefully this will be informative and instructive for everyone else in this elo. We've wasted probably, I reckon, around 2 to 3 minutes where we could have been getting gold and XP, and we've wasted it on, I have no idea, to be honest. Nothing. So this game, the first 11 minutes, I've already seen plenty of things to talk to Toxin about, which I will very soon. He ends up going 15-2, playing like this. Not backing on items. That sounds kind of toxic, but you need to be honest. Not backing for items. Ganking mid with a blue buff and showing yourself, giving information away. Opportunity costs I'm going to try get through to him today as well. Like if you're waddling around the map, you're giving up gold and XP. And if the other jungler is farming, you're going to be at a disadvantage. Pathing. Mechanics when you gank, so holding your Q. Saving your E, which is the fight. I don't actually think I answered that, but I asked you guys to try and notice what happened. Toxin queuing in from here when he was ganking set level 5. Just saved your Q. Also E'd really early as well. So here he comes. Like, why even Q here? Just walk up to him, aim. Maybe Q if you get close to him. Just everything is used so early. And then spam ping and Fiora. So there's like 5 to 6 things here. Communication, micro and ganks, opportunity cost, full clearing to one side of the map, playing around the right lanes. The blue buff play, level 1, the cheese. I don't really like it, but if you're going to do it, there's no point to gank mid, is there? Let's be honest. But he ends up going 15-2, and I honestly can't wait to see what happens for the rest of this game. I'm guessing it's going to be like a low elo Fiesta where there's just fighting non-stop and it's like an A-ramp down mid lane. But for the first 10 minutes of this game, there's a lot of mistakes that we have to go over. Also some good things though. But I hope this was useful. I hope you guys watching this have picked up on a few things. If you want coaching like Toxin and you want to get out of your elo, you can DM me on Discord. Discord link will be in the description. Appreciate you guys watching. There isn't really much stuff on YouTube, if any, on coaching SHACO players, so yeah, I'd love to help you guys out as much as I can, and hopefully this video was instructive. And yeah, please give it a thumbs up, comment on what you enjoyed about it, what you learned, and I'll see you in the next vid. Alright guys, peace.